Y'all, what's good? It's been a little minute, and I just wanted to make a video and discuss some things relating to childhood and healing your beautiful wounded soul. Regardless of whatever your situation might be, if you are a parent or if you are just a person that has observed these things in real life, I think there's a lot to be said about the importance of our childhood and how that childhood affects and molds us as adults. I think it's pretty fair to say that all of us are big kids. In fact, if you ask any of us on a light day, we'll probably jokingly say that we are. But I don't think that perception is remembered when it comes to the point of being a parent. I think sometimes as parents we forget that our babies are human. Our babies are people and will eventually become adults. And these ways and ideas and values and morals that we are instilling in them and these examples that we're setting, the intentional ones and the unintentional ones, are truly going to defy who they are on a very foundation level. And I just think it's so important that we keep that in mind in terms of the way that we're speaking and the way that we're handling situations. Now, everybody was raised differently. Everybody has different beliefs, and it's not uncommon to find you or couples butting heads when it comes to how children should be raised or what things should be said or tolerated or what have you. But as long as you remember that I know this isn't the case for everybody. So, if this applies to you, cool. If not, then just take the parts out of this video that do, right? But more times than not, if a parent is truly trying, it is because they love that child and they have that child's best interest at heart based on what they believe is best. Now, that may not always coincide with your personal beliefs, but if you remember that, then I think it allows for a space where both people are able to parent and be in love in the way that more closely reflects who they are. So, if you're a person that is very critical on your kids, or you're very hard on your kids, or you're very tough on your kids, or you're strict on your kids, or whatever the hell word you'd like to use for that, make sure that they're learning something more than the tension or the fear. Make sure there's something else going through more than that, because more often than not, you could feel like you're getting through to your child, but you don't want to wait 18, 20 years to have some conversation about some resentments they may have or some things they wish you would have done differently, right? So just be mindful that these babies are only babies for a little while, and that they have a voice, and that they have preferences, and that more often than not, they're very aware on what works, and they all have their own unique love language, just like us. And I just feel like, you always hear in the news people talk about like how important the youth is and how the children are our future, but how are we really teaching and loving our children? Are we coming from a place where we're patient with them? Are we mad at them because as babies and as children they're not able to function and think like adults? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to get real with yourself and ask yourself, what are the expectations that I have been bestowing upon my child based on the values and principles that my parents bestowed upon me? What were my examples? Did I have examples? Do I have maybe some head noise that tells me that I can't trust? Or do I have issues with abandonment? Do I have issues with, saying how I really feel, or whatever they might be? You have to make sure that you are not passing that shit down to your kids. You have to. And if you are just doing what you saw, or you are doing what you were taught, then baby, let me tell you something. That's not enough. It's not. Nobody is intelligent enough to have all of the answers clearly. There's no manual. But you have to know that the same cracks and imperfections that you see in yourself, if you're not looking beyond what you were taught for resources, then 9 times out of 10, these are cracks and imperfections that your children may have as well. So, you know, I'm no expert. I'm just sharing what I've learned so far. I'm just sharing my experiences and being a mom and just things that I've learned along the way, man. It's helped me more than it hasn't been. It's helped me more than it hasn't to be patient with my kids, to talk to them, to make sure our lines of communications are open and make sure that they know that they're heard and they're valued and they are appreciated and they're wanted in their fullness without any expectation of who I want them to be. I don't know who the hell they're gonna be. They had a mission beyond me before they got here. I just happen to be the portal, is my belief. I'm their mom, but I'm not their boss. I'm not no fucking dictator. I'm not an employer. You know what I'm saying? I am your guide. Just been here a little bit longer than you, and I just happen to be your portal. I will do everything in my power to keep you safe, and I will teach you everything that I've learned so far. So then you can add that with what you know, and then you'll have a little bit better chance out here than I do. You know what I'm saying? This is the only place that this is coming from. So I hope you guys get something from this message today, and I hope everyone's having a great day and taking advantage of this weather because it is super duper nice. And yeah, y'all, till the next video, smiling on.